Can one experience state prison without having to fight it all?
Yeah, yeah. You might have a discrepancy or whatever, maybe an argument, maybe like a back and forth, a disagreement, but most of the time, a lot of the problems that happen in jail, when anybody first come to jail, somebody usually puts you on, or before you ever go to prison, if you live in that type of lifestyle or whatever, you doing crime, niggas gonna tell you that when you go to prison, there's certain things that you stay away from that's gonna keep you out of trouble. Stay away from gambling. Stay away from gangs. Stay away from faggots. Excuse me. Stay away from homosexuals. I'm sorry. Pardon me. I didn't mean to say that. But yeah, stay away from those three things, and you ain't gonna have too many problems. Cause even if you dealing with if that's your thing, you dealing with men or whatever, I'm assuming that the issues would come from either people not liking that's what you doing, or you messing with somebody that likes somebody else or something. I'm assuming that would be the issue. I don't know, because I never really seen nothing too crazy like that and nowhere that I was at. Gambling, that comes with, owing people, debts. Some people can't pay their debts. A lot of people in jail is broke. A lot of people don't have family that support them, or they wasn't really getting no money in the street, so you don't really have too much. And that's the majority of people in jail. But people, you want to gamble, or you want to come up, you want to get extra food or cigarettes or whatever, so you end up playing spades or dominoes or dice, whatever, to try to get those things. And I've seen a lot of people end up in debt and get into issues. And gangs, you already know what that come with. It come with, come with enemies. So just by association, you're going to have issues. Or if this your man and he claim this, he jacking this, and you jacking, this person jacking that or whatever, then you got to ride with them. And you're going to naturally have a problem with these people. So those are the types of things that usually cause issues in jail. And the phone. The phone is another thing, but that's not something that people warn you to stay away from. That just come with the territory. Every issue that I had in jail was over the phone. I've never had an issue over anything else other than the phone. And that's because nobody's going to tell me I can't use the phone. Nobody going to cut me from using the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the house that I was in, mostly everybody is respectful. Like I said, like for the most part, everybody be respectful. There's not too many issues. There's things that do happen. People do get cut. People people fight, stuff happen or whatever. But for the most part, it's not like it's like that every single day, like day in and day out. But the phone is definitely an issue because everybody want to get on the phone. Anybody that has money to get on the phone, like normally. Like if people got money on the phone for you or whatever. Like if you can afford to be on the phone, you're on the phone. Some people stay away from the phone because they either people don't got the money to be on it, they don't have the money to be on it, or they just want to zone in and deal with their bid. They don't want any outside distractions. So, but yeah, the phone is another issue too.
So what would you say are the top 3 reasons inmates fight?
Lack of respect, not respecting each other's space or things. And that could just fall into a whole lot of different categories. It could just be, I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. But yeah, lack of respect, gangs, you know what I'm saying? Having issues with opposing, people or whatever you want to call it. And probably debts. Probably people owing somebody some money or something like that.
And is that the actual order, or that's any order?
That's any order. Ain't no actual order. Gangs would probably be number one. Or matter of fact, lack of respect would probably be number one. And people just not having respect, respecting people's space, respecting people's time. Another thing too in jail, you gotta be a man of your word. If you wasn't that on the street, you gonna learn that easy. Do what you say you gonna do, or don't say it, because there's people that's gonna hold you accountable.
Did you ever end up getting into a fight in your state prison experience?
I got into incidents. I got into one fight, but it didn't really get too crazy. The other ones was just like discrepancies. They didn't turn into fights. They could have turned into fights, but they didn't. And all of them was over the phone.
What ended up happening with that one particular fight, though?
It was an older dude older than me, way taller than me, way heavier than me. He was probably like 325 pounds, 6'7". He was on the phone, and it was my time to be on the phone. So they had like a list in my house or whatever. Sometimes we abide by the list. Sometimes we don't. Some people might put their name on the list and might not even use the phone. They might just put their name on the list when the list go up. According to what CO is in the house, you could freestyle. Like, it's according to whatever CO is in the house. Some COs really want you to go by that list, and they gonna make sure you go by that list. Some COs don't really care. Y'all figure it out yourselves. So this particular incident, this guy's on the phone, and I told him, like, yo, I got next. He was like, all right, cool, whatever. He's on the phone. I think he was going through something on the phone with one of his shorties or something like that, his wife or whoever. So he arguing with her on the phone, whatever the case may be. So I was like, let's say, for example, my slot was at 8 o'clock. I came back around 7:50. He's still on the phone, full throttle, still whatever, going back and forth on the phone. Come back around 7:58. He's still on the phone. Come at 8 o'clock. I'm like, all right, he probably going through something. I'll let him rock. Like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I gave him the courtesy. Like, all right, whatever. I'm like, yo, don't forget, let me know when you get off the phone, whatever. So he's like, all right, cool. So I come back around, it might be like 8:15, 8:20 now. Now, I didn't let you rock out. You still on the phone. Like, one thing about me is I'm stupid when it comes to certain things. Like, I don't care about how big you are. I don't care about how small I am. I don't care what type of whoever you was supposed to be or none of that. Like, I'm not scared by that. I'm not like some super thug or nothing like that, but I'm just not intimidated by those things. So when I seen that he wasn't respecting me or whatever, I had ended up telling him, like, yo, when you get off the phone, come upstairs to the bathroom. Everybody know what that means. If you get invited to the bathroom, that means somebody's inviting you to a fight. So he eventually, I think he does get off the phone. So he get off I think he went in the day room or something like that, went to go watch TV. But this is after, it's probably like 9 o'clock now. So he's off the phone. I think I got back on the phone. I mean, I got on the phone or whatever. And I might have got off the phone, went upstairs to brush my... matter of fact, I went to go see if he was in the bathroom. I went to go meet him in the bathroom. He wasn't in the bathroom. So I spun back around and went to the phone, might have got back on the phone for a little while, went back upstairs to brush my teeth. And when I came back upstairs to brush my teeth, he bust in the bathroom. Like, this is the second time after I was in the bathroom. So it's almost lights out. So the nigga was like, what's up? Like, I was brushing my teeth, so I wasn't, whatever. So but when he bust through the door, I wasn't expecting him to walk through the door. But whatever. His man had told him like, oh, like his man was my man. So his man was like, yo, leave this shit alone. Like, y'all niggas, y'all should be cool and this, that, and the third because of who he was and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like basically saying that we be better off cool than to be, you know, have an issue or whatever. Like just because of who he was and whatever. So I kind of like let the shit die down or whatever because I spoke to his man. But when he bust through the door or whatever, he stole on me. He hit me first. So then I swung back or whatever, then they broke it up. So it wasn't really like, we didn't really get a chance to like, really like, you know, it wasn't really like a fight. But he stole off, I swung back or whatever, and then niggas broke it up. And like I said, like this dude is like, fucking 325 pounds, 6'7", no exaggeration. He's like 5 of me. So when he hit me, I felt that shit. Like, this shit was crazy.
What were you height-wise or weight-wise back then?
The same height I am now. I'm 5'8". I was probably a little heavier. I was probably maybe like 135 or some shit like that. Like, I was like 140. I'm like 130 something now.
So there wasn't really too much of a scuffle there, but what happens after that? Because both of you are still in that same vicinity.
Yeah.
That night, the next day, what's the interaction between you two? Because that was broken up.
All right, so the next day, we on a walkway or whatever. We going to chow or whatever. This is like one of the rare times that I'm going to chow, because I never really went to the cafeteria. So we on a walkway or whatever, and he come up to me and he start talking to me like, yo, my fault, whatever. I was going through something on the phone, and you invited me to the bathroom. I thought you had a knife. I forgot, I'm paraphrasing. I forgot exactly what he said, but basically he thought I had a knife, and that's why I was inviting him to the bathroom, like not just to fight or whatever. Like, so that's why when he first bust through the door, he stole first because he thought I had a knife on me. But so like that was the thing. So he like apologized and all of that or whatever, and we was cordial after that. We was cool after that. It wasn't nothing because it ain't really get crazy. Like you swung, I swung back, whatever. Like that was the end of that. So after that, it was over.
And speaking of knives, did you end up having a knife at some point?
Nah, I never felt the need to have a knife when I was up top. They was around, but I never had one myself. The most I ever had was the lock and the sock. Like, that's the most I've ever had as far as like weapons or whatever.
And was that something you just had just to have, or was something
I
possibly in the air?
I was gonna use it.
So there was an incident that may have caused for that?
Yeah. It was an incident over the phone, and somebody had said something, told one of my roommates that he said something that he didn't say to me about the phone, and I stepped to him about it, and I didn't get a chance to use it because he copped the plea. He didn't know I had the lock in the sock. He just, I basically, I was like, tell me what you told him. Whatever you told him, tell me. And it wasn't like that, and whatever. He wasn't, like, I'm not gonna say like he's soft or whatever, but he just wasn't on that. He wasn't on what my man told me he said. Like,
ever done solitary confinement?
Never. I only caught one ticket in jail. The whole time I was there, caught a ticket. It might have been one or two. My tickets was for smoking in my room. Smoking rolled up cigarette, not weed. I don't smoke weed.
And with that system, you said there's tickets and then there's tier 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
What ticket or how many tickets or what tier would cause one to get solitary confinement? You never.
A tier 3.
Okay.
It would have to be a tier 3. Like that's like you basically, it's like an illegal infraction or whatever. Like you had to do something illegal. Like either you selling drugs, you got caught with drugs, you cut somebody. It could be a fight. You could go to solitary confinement for a fight, depending on the severity of the fight, I guess. Disrespecting the CO, hitting the CO. I think I even heard like having that book Behold a Pair of Horses a tier 3 ticket in certain jails.
For people that aren't familiar with that title or book, can you explain why that would be a tier 3 scenario?
It's because it's information in that book they don't want you to have. It's documentation in there from the government of the government doing shady things, hiding things from us. A lot of shiesty shit. So in some jails, they view that as a threat, you having that information.
Was that a tier 3 ticket in either of those particular state prisons you were in?
I don't remember if it was in mine, because nobody had it in that spot, in those spots. And I don't think anybody had that book in those spots.
So one ticket, tier 3, would get you into solitary confinement.
Yeah.
But could multiple tier 1 tickets or multiple tier 2 tickets lead to a solitary confinement scenario?
Probably multiple tier 2s. Maybe multiple tier 2s could probably lead you to solitary confinement, depending on what you did. But not tier 1s. Tier 1s is like a slap on the wrist. You might lose a package, lose phone time, lose going outside for most tier 1s and tier 2s. Like, they might not let you get a package or some shit like that, or you might lose a visit or something. Like something that's serious, of course, because when you're in jail, them shit does everything. Your phone calls, your visits, everything. That shit means everything. So
what was the punishment, for lack of a better phrase, for your tier 1 ticket?
Not being able to go to rec, not being able to go to the day room. I got to stay in my room and go to my program. That's it.
And that was just for a 24-hour period?
It could be for like a week. It varies.
For you, what was it?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago.